Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome into episode number 33 of Playing with House Money on the Toilets to Titles Network. I am Iceman at Iceman_1013 on Twitter, and this right here is my boy DJ Pru at PruBaby10. How you doing today, my guy?
Man, I'm doing great, doing fabulous. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful weekend ahead of us, and yeah, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Let's win some money.
Yes, sir. And yeah, let's hope we get some high-scoring games like we got a few of wildcard weekend.
Man,
Hopefully not the blowouts.
it was insane. Wildcard weekend was crazy.
Yeah.
Shout out to the NFL.
Yeah.
Shout out to the NFL. It's at least a product that we can watch on TV for the most part, you know? Can't say that about everybody.
And even when, for example, the Cowboys kind of got blown out to begin with, Dak still put up some numbers. It was kind of irrelevant, like basically garbage time.
Yeah, no, you're right. Don't give him the garbage time. He threw it for 403. It's not his fault.
But yeah, I mean, he threw the picks in the first half, and like you're out of the game, but he still put up numbers for those of us that needed them.
I mean, does it really matter when their defense is getting shredded by kids that are the same age? They could probably still be in college. Like, I'm pretty sure Bo Nix is older than every one of those receivers.
Yeah,
it was pitiful. It's pitiful. You had the first team All-Pro corner getting just toasted. It should have went to Jalen Johnson anyway. So that's why I said that. By the way, yes, that was a shot at Deron Bland. You're not taking a pick to the house. You're obviously getting housed by 25-year-olds. So shout out to Dallas. Wildcard weekend was insane, especially them. But I do expect some craziness. Shout out to Kansas City. That I knew they were going to prove me wrong. And I did tell my mom, because she's a Packers fan, that I was going to bet the money line on the Packers because I knew that God hates Chicago. So just to spite us, we were going to have to watch Jordan Love win a playoff game. And sure as shit, did I bet it? No, of course not. But
so you now lie to your mother as well, right?
Well, yeah, because I was gonna go bet it, and then I was like, I don't even want to give them the satisfaction of, because I know if I hit it, my mom's gonna be like, oh, so you're betting with the winners now, huh? I'm like, oh yeah. So it was a double-edged sword. I'll take that loss like a man.
Me and Mrs. Pru. I love Mrs. Pru. She's on my side.
Yeah, she's on your side a lot because she likes to give me shit. So that's kind of what that is. But yeah, shout out to that game. That game was insane to watch, though. I mean, it was a blowout, but it was pretty fun to watch. I will admit, it was actually a masterclass by Jordan Love. So
yeah,
shout out. I'll give him his props for their due. Hats off.
And hey, he goes up against the 49ers this weekend. So we'll see what he's got.
Yeah,
if he can do the same again.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Dallas is Dallas. That's just how that is. That's like written in their story. I don't know what they did that last Super Bowl.
Especially the Packers. Jerry Jones sold his soul, right? Like,
yeah, he had to, but he didn't sell it to the right person. Otherwise, they'd be winning. So
no, but yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, you get the one, the last Super Bowl who's like, yeah, I'm gonna go all in for this, and then it's just like, okay, you're gonna lose.
It's either that or like the Green Bay Packers have like a blood sentence, like a blood agreement with getting quarterbacks. It's like we're gonna never miss on a quarterback, and like Satan was like, oh, I got you, bro. I'm sure.
But yeah, wasn't it something silly like the Packers have now won more playoff games in the last 10 years in Dallas than Dallas have?
Yeah,
it's something. Yeah. One team that the Cowboys didn't want to play with that kind of record on your side as well,
The way they played, I don't think it would have mattered. But
no, I don't think
that's definitely one of those, like, man, they got your number. So shout out to that Matt LaFleur play call though. But it was an all-around great game. We had a lot of great games like that. It was, I guess, the only thing that was really underwhelming was Miami's showing on offense, but you can't have all good games. But I know that this weekend is going to be jam-packed. We got some that are
and I mean, talking of, we mentioned obviously talked a lot last week about CJ Stroud.
Kid's insane.
And wanting him to go off. And I know I jumped on the Friday night round table with the Toilets to Titles guys and was very big on the Texans. The points, 20, 22 points, 25 points, 30 points. just because of the Browns defense. That kind of a lot of people had kind of been on the Browns defense being this train, one of those. But when you broke it down and you see like the vast differential between their home form in Cleveland and them going on the road, I liked the Texans to score the points. I didn't necessarily expect them to score the points without Cleveland kind of answering back as much as they did. But they
answered with touchdowns. They answered with touchdowns. They just happened to be for Cleveland.
Well, no,
I literally 10 minutes after the game started, I regretted what I put in the Discord. I'm like, I fully expect Cleveland's front seven to just decide this game, and if they show up the way that I would expect them to, then this would have been. And it was like Houston was like, who? Them? CJ Stroud, unreal. That was an unreal game. He's throwing absolute dots with guys right in his face, unscathed. Honestly, people probably don't even know half his weapons, so it's like it does make it tough. He's making it tough for like every rookie quarterback that has nothing but isn't performing. He's an anomaly. Shout out to him. Shout out to D'Amico Ryan.
For sure.
His first year head coach, his rookie quarterback, and they're actually winning a game. But that ship sailed this weekend. I'm keeping it real with you. So
we're on the Ravens to win this one. Ravens are what, 10-point favorites?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. So is Dallas. That'll be mine. So is Dallas. 10 points in a playoff game in the NFL is disrespectful to any NFL team. Like it's one of those where like I don't like to bet it only because I don't really like betting spreads like that, especially in football. But I feel like that's crazy. That's unreal.
Especially when both games on Saturday are 10-point spreads.
Oh, because it's the second one is San Fran, Green Bay.
Yeah, at home to Green Bay.
That one I actually don't mind. That one I don't mind. The San Fran, it's like how Green Bay. It's like how Green Bay has Dallas's number. San Fran has Green Bay's number for years. So,
how's it going in Baltimore then? What have you got?
I can no longer deny that CJ Stroud is going to get Nico Collins the ball no matter what. And to be honest with you, I don't think I've seen so many balls caught in the NFL where the guy was just wide open, nobody around. Like I don't know if it's the play call, but I can't deny him anymore. His line is 79.5 for receiving yards. And then it's funny because as I was going through everything, of course, it's like the sportsbook knew. I was looking at the odds at the props for the Ravens receivers, and I had them at first, and then they snatched them. So I'll need to double check to make sure they're backup. But I like Odell Beckham Jr. for over 32.5. They did have him in the alt section for 28.5 was minus 160. So I did like that too, especially for a parlay. So it's weird that his line is so low, but it makes sense because it's not. He always has like a chunk, like a good chunk reception. But it's the playoffs, man, and the veterans that have been there, and he's obviously hungry. He's upset that he got hurt in the Super Bowl. He's probably going to get the Super Bowl MVP if he kept it up. So I just think you're going to see him really in his zone, and I think you're going to see Lamar really lean on him for, third downs, second and long. So I really do like that line, especially it's so low. Obviously, as you say, with 30 yards, it's one catch. And then Nico Collins, I don't know. I mean, he's Randy Moss apparently. He was unreal, and he's been unreal for weeks. So those are probably my two that I'm gonna keep in my 7 and 8 leg lotto that I'm gonna break down. But those two legs, if you play them by themselves, they're plus 240. Love that value.
Yeah, this being one of those games, I think all I'm gonna go out on the last week I went for when we knew that we talked about CJ Stroud and the belief was, at least before the game, that they were potentially going to do everything they can to take Nico Collins out of the game.
Yeah.
And that should have left the field wide open for the wide receiver, for 2 and 3, and for and then who got hurt? Who's the kid that was wide receiver 2? He got injured his shoulder. Noah
Noah Brown.
Brown
Yeah, Noah
injured
Brown.
his
But
shoulder.
also, shout
Yeah.
out to Nico Collins for making Greg Newsome just look like a child. He wears number 0 because he could not guard a single person out there. It was horrible. Even Denzel Ward was getting routed up, bro. It was bad. He had a showing.
And
Like
so,
Nico Collins had a showing. Denzel Ward is a premier cornerback in the NFL. Just premium. Made him look like a child. Greg Newsome, I know you had some self-reflection after that game, bro. He had your number. You had your own number.
but
Goose eggs. Goose
yeah,
eggs.
like
Yeah.
we took him play John Mechie touchdown and Xavier Hutchinson, and both had shots. Like both got a couple of red zone looks. Both
got some value.
Yeah,
Mechie got some value, man.
So I think I'll dive back into that this week. Mechie's only plus 550 this week, anytime touchdown.
Really?
But Xavier Hutchinson is still at plus 1,000 anytime. So yeah, Mechie is at plus 550, and so is my boy Nelson Aguilar. And I might just have to take it. Just this is I think the weekend for everyone that was kind of good to me, and I won some good bets on anytime touchdown scorers in the year. I'm just going to go for these guys. I'm just going to take these guys and like round robin a couple of them. Certainly these two on Saturday. Certainly when so Nelson Aguilar is my guy for this game on Saturday. If Mark Andrews is back, then you would hope his number goes up a little bit. We don't think he's going to play.
He'll be on a snap count if he does.
But yeah,
for sure. And there'll be a lot of 2 tight end if that's the case, because Isaiah likely has been falling. But yes, it's crazy because as a gambler and as crazy as my bets have been, I don't think I would ever think to go on a double back tour. Like I'm just gonna, hey, all my best guys, let's just do it again. You know what I mean? Because I wouldn't think that I just can double back, spin the block with the same guys. Like I don't have that type of. So it's funny that that was the case. It kind of shocked me because you got to have some real faith in these guys. And I know Nelson Aguilar has been very good to you. And he scored a couple weeks ago too, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So I like it.
Go on then. What's how many 49ers players are we taking in a parlay?
Just two. They're playing Green Bay.
Just the 2 that can be trusted.
Yeah, I mean it's not even I guess. No.
Well, one can be trusted. The other one is like
they're playing Green Bay. This changes everything. It's like what I told you about the holiday that Debo played. I don't know what it is about these type of games, like Green Bay especially, and like random holidays that are on like a Wednesday, and Debo plays during them. Like Debo, he just shows up and he's going to be a tank. And I don't want to pick between 59 receiving yards and 79.5 rushing and receiving, because I know that if I pick the receiving yards, I'm going to see him take a jet sweep 70. I know I am. It's just going to happen. And he's going to run over 3 people and break 6 tackles while he does it. And I'm going to regret it. So for Debo, I don't even care that the line for rushing and receiving is 79.5. Because I don't even think if he could get 0 carries, and what I have seen Debo do to the Packers in the past, I fully expect that 79.5 to be fully possible in receiving. So that's going to be the one that's, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm going to need some early value, but it's one of those where those matchups, dude, they mean something when you see it more than once and twice. Like Debo shows up against Green Bay, they don't really have an answer for as much as he moves around. They move him to the slot, they give him the ball, they move him to the backfield. Like it's a lot different than just like guarding a primary, like in Brandon Ayuk or even George Kittle. And obviously Kyle Shanahan really likes using his utility knife in the playoffs. So I really do like Debo this week. And then obviously, hey, the great white ghost himself, Christian McCaffrey. You can't even deny this anymore. I don't even care what his line is anymore. I used to be one of those guys, like, I don't like betting the 99.5 rushing line. Hey, and I don't call him the great white ghost or the great white hope on purpose. He's the great white ghost because he's literally giving people funerals every week. It don't even matter if they win. He fucks somebody up. Like, he's going out there and literally having a rampage. So him at 92.5 rushing yards against Green Bay. Yeah, sign me up. Those 2 legs, 246 plus 246. And you can do You can do just the 4 legs for Saturday if you're like Ice and don't have patience for a play to go into the next day. And those 4 legs are plus 1076. I thought it was 1100 because I've seen this. But yeah, plus 1076. I think it actually adjusted to 1084. So for those 4 legs, I'm probably gonna run the 4 leg, but I'm definitely gonna run Saturday and Sunday together.
You say that. You said I got better, and wildcard weekend I played the progressive parlay on Bet365 on DraftKings, and that was an 8 leg.
Which one again? One more time.
One more time. It was on DraftKings. I got there in the end.
Yeah,
Third time.
It was coming. Yeah, it was coming.
Progressive, and that was an all weekend parlay.
Yeah, it was.
Which actually went into all weekend because it included Najee Harris, and that actually worked out pretty well for us.
Don't.
No, but that was.
I don't want to talk about Pittsburgh. I don't want to talk about. Don't mention Najee Harris, Pittsburgh. Don't do that. But you did that. You went into a full weekend parlay because you needed all those legs to make that progressive parlay worth it. You're not fooling me. But it was a beautiful ticket. Chef's kiss.
Thank you.
Absolutely unreal. Shout out to you. It was absolutely perfectly put together, to be honest with you. You didn't reach too much. You knew exactly how you wanted to stay in the wheelhouse. And yeah, shout out to you for that. It's definitely a new concept that I'm not sure how I vibe with it yet. But if you can keep building those beauties, then yeah, I'll throw those motherfuckers in every day.
Yeah. But so for me,
now that you say that though, now you have to run my 8 leg parlay for Saturday and Sunday because you have patience to do it. So
I'll run it.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah. And yeah, back to my guys. And last weekend, this guy has hit the news, hit the social media headlines because his wife has been making all these jackets for my girl, T Swizzle.
And it was hard, bro. It was tough. It was some tough jackets.
And for Taylor Lautner at the Detroit game. So yeah,
I didn't see that.
Yeah. He had a Detroit one, and yeah, Kyle, old Juice was on the on social media under every video of Taylor Swift wearing that Kelsey 87 jacket was like, my wife made this, tagging her, right. Like hyping her up.
Damn right.
Like
as he should.
The good husband that he is, yeah.
Hey, my girl did that. Yeah, you're right. She did, bro. Talk your shit. I like that, Kyle.
So, yeah, I mean, I've played him a couple of times this season.
Yeah, we play. Yeah, we played him a few times. A handful.
It's not like I haven't played him this season. So, yeah, I've just like this might be a good one, and he's plus 1100. So
because you have to remember who he is. You know what I'm saying?
This
is his time, bro. Playoffs is his time. So yeah, I'm with it. He used to be on Ravens too, so that's my dog.
Yeah, so plus 11, plus 1100,
plus 1100 anytime.
1100 anytime, yeah. Throw him in with the Nelson Aguilar for a nice little plus 7700.
We need one more for the round robin.
Well,
that's a beauty. That's a beauty already.
Yeah,
that is a beauty already. John Mechie, never mind. Oh, it's 550. Yeah, we'll figure that out. Don't even trip. That's a lovely one. That's a lovely one. I'm sure you already have a couple ideas anyway. I won't step on your toes, but 1100 for juice. Yeah, I like it.
Yep.
I like it.
And then
shout out to your boys. Shout out to your boys. You've been we can run the last like 6 weeks back. You done brought them up. Them your dogs. And they came and made a statement. What a statement. Shout out to Baker Mayfield too, bro. You deserve your flowers. Everybody counted you out, dog. Love to see it.
Yeah, man, love to see it. I mean, yeah, and he was balling for the most part. We had the yeah.
Bro, you know how many times I bet Kate Otten for over 27 yards and we get like one catch?
Yeah.
He took him to dinner or something? Cade took him to dinner? What is going on? Man, had like 15 targets. He was going ape shit. It was insane. It was a crazy game.
I feel like Baker and Cade Otten like must have come to him with like the video of Gronk when he was in Tampa Bay with Tom Brady, and he's like, bro, if these two won plenty of Super Bowls together. You gotta use your tight end. Give me the ball.
Yeah, and it was a perfect matchup for that though. He was open a lot. He was open a lot.
I think this is going to be a fun game. I think this is going to be a very fun game on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah. One, I will say, Philadelphia's pass defense is, I mean, bro, they couldn't stop a nosebleed all for the last 10 weeks. So, I mean, it was almost expected. I kind of knew that he was going to have a good passing game. I didn't know it was going to be like that.
Yeah.
But the matchup for this week, I can't help but think that we're going to see a lot more of Mike Evans instead of just that one random drive that literally almost blessed me, to be honest with you. I could not believe that he ended up pulling it off. Unfortunately, that didn't come through, but I do think we'll see a lot more of him a lot more often too. And his line is 68.5. I really love that line for Mike Evans. I think this is one of those games. He 100 plus 2 touchdowns, something like that. Just complete all-star type of just complete masterclass out of him, and then it just makes Baker look even more incredible. But I do think they'll have a little bit harder time with that Detroit defense. And with that being said, I think they really try to run the ball, keep them honest. It's been really hard to run the ball in Detroit, but I like the gaps that the Bucks try to run through, the way they try to set up their traps and stuff like that at their guards. I really think Rachaad White can get some good chunk plays, good volume on his runs. 55.5 is a line that I'm going to like for almost any running back in the playoffs, depending on who they're playing. I guess like we would have said the same thing about Aaron Jones playing Dallas.
Yeah.
And he had 50 yards in the first drive. So it was like, I don't want to overthink that aspect of it, because it's the playoffs. Offensive linemen they ready to get in the trenches and run the ball anyway. 55.5, I love that for Rachaad White, especially I know they're going to run heavy as they can. Keep that Detroit offense off the field. They're fast. They score quick, so I know you're going to want those long drives. So Rachaad White over 55.5. Mike Evans over 68.5. It's plus 248 for those two legs. We're adding them to the other 4.
Yeah, and this is the one game where I say the one game. There are too many players in this game where I think can score at the touchdowns at the lower end, or like the top 5 or 6 that you look at to try and find the value on someone further down the list. I mean, Trey Palmer cashed an absolute beaut of a ticket that I saw we saw on Twitter last week
Was that the one with the first touchdown, or the anytime touchdown? Was my buddy had it, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, with Dawson Knox.
Yeah.
That was like that was that. And he's then, this week the books have looked at it and gone, he's plus 440. David Moore is plus 700, who's probably be the one I would look at, because he's been one that Baker's kind of been trying to find. But really for this game, I'm taking the two WR1s and literally taking Amon-Ra and Mike Evans. Yeah, I think I agree with what you said about Mike Evans, and you get plus money for both of them, plus 100 and plus 105. So Amon-Ra TD and Mike Evans TDs at plus 294 is where I'm going in this game.
I'm just so surprised you're going with the Sun God.
Really?
I'm shocked. It's almost. Is this your favorite player?
Not quite.
He's close. The blue hair. I like the blue hair.
My Frankenstein team name was after him.
Yeah,
but
no, I know. I get it. It's just like, they're in the NFC North. Like, you like them a little too much sometimes, but it's okay. It's okay. He is very good, and I do like his matchup this week a lot. So, but I will tell you, don't sleep on Antoine Winfield, y'all. Don't reach on any of the gaps in that field that he's covering. So you're going to see a very good scheme out of Tampa Bay this week. They match up with that type of offense very well. That front, that defense is stout, and they don't give you many gaps. They don't give you many gaps. Jared Goff's going to have to play a very good game. I think I won't say it because I don't want to do this to you boys. It's going to be a very good game. That's what I'll say. It's going to be a very good game.
All right. So go on to the last one of the weekend. Probably the
Just look at me. Hey, chop chop. I got you, boss. Don't even trip. Last one of the weekend. Last one of the weekend is going to be at least what I hope. I hope it's going to be a great one. Bills are finally getting their fade. They've been waiting a long time. I feel like they talked about this. This is like their identity right now. That game that they wanted the rematch for is just everything that they've been complaining about. And it's not going to matter. Because I just don't see Kansas City losing this game because of how Josh Allen has been throwing the ball when it's not like a crazy highlight. The man, he's a very good quarterback, but I am really conflicted sometimes watching him.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that this Kansas City defense is playing, I feel like they've really found out how to match up their DBs a lot better. And obviously then it's the playoffs, so Chris Jones, I don't know if it's like they just don't get, I don't even know what happens to him in the playoffs. He either like goes into like a hyperbolic chamber and gets ready. He's like training with Goku. I don't know what the hell is happening with Chris Jones every playoff, but he's just a different guy. And he's already very, very good in the regular season. And he's even better in the playoffs. It's just like it's undeniable that he's going to make a difference. So I just don't like this with how Josh Allen's been playing. Like you don't have the chemistry that you got with Stephon that you're supposed to have. Gabe Davis is likely out. Khalil Shakir very consistent lately, but is he going to be enough? Do they run the ball well against this Kansas City defense? That's going to be the real kicker. I just don't see. I don't see Buffalo giving them the punch that in the mouth that they really think they're gonna. I mean, it's going to be in Buffalo. Who knows how the weather's going to be? It's going to be shitty in some way, shape, or form. It's going to be bad.
Yeah, but
they have Pitbull Pacheco, bro. Nobody wants to tackle Pitbull Pacheco, bro. You saw him running through the holes? It's -30, bro. I'm not trying to tackle you. I'm gonna break my hands trying to even just wrapping around you. Somebody said he looks angry at the ground when he runs every time, and I love it. I told you weeks ago that I love his game. He's just aggressive. He's gonna come out there and try to literally run somebody the hell over and make a statement. And then after that, we're gonna see who wants to tackle. So I like Pacheco's rushing yards, like I say, every other week. And for some reason, they are still giving us Pacheco at 61.5 in a game that is going to be freezing cold. I'm taking that all day. And then another gem that I don't think people have really started to notice with Kansas City is Clyde Edwards-Helaire is getting half dozen to 10 carries lately. Because Isaiah Pacheco is literally, he needs a breather from running 4 people over and like somehow not, he gets bent up, man, and just gets up. So it's like they got to give Clyde the ball every once in a while too. And his line is 8.5 rushing yards. 8.5. I'm taking that all day. Even if he doesn't get the carries, I'm taking 8.5 all day. It is what it is. I need one good run. You get one first down run on 1st and 10, we're golden. Cool with that. Just don't tackle for loss after that. But yeah, 8.5 in a game that's going to be freezing against a Buffalo team that is banged up in the middle at linebacker. It's cold. It's freezing, bro. If anybody has ever played football in the freezing cold, I don't care how tough you are. You ain't really trying to come up there and rock somebody like that, bro. You hurting yourself trying to do that. So with with a running back like Pacheco that's going to be that aggressive, and then you have another guy that's kind of just like really shifty. You can't really see him behind the line when you're when you're in that second level. You can't really see Clyde Edwards-Helaire because he's he's short. So seeing him, not being able to see him back there, don't laugh at that. It's not a problem. He's short. It's harder to really kind of find your way back there. So I really do think that the rushing for Kansas City is going to shine again. And yeah, man, it's really going to rely on Josh Allen being able to use his arm. I think he's going to be able to just run his way around this one. So we'll see. Maybe I'll be wrong. Those 2 legs.
Well,
240, I think it was. What was it? Yeah, plus 228. Those 2 legs with Pacheco and Clyde Edwards-Helaire is plus 228. So double up.
And you're adding all that together for the 8 leg.
Yeah, we got it. So if you go all 8 legs, if you go all 8 legs, the reason that I don't have the exact is because they pulled those Ravens receivers as I was going. It's going to be somewhere around plus 11,000 because this one, the one without OBJ, 7 legs without OBJ, plus 70 plus 72.83 for those seven. You can even just leave those out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was quite happy that we were going to win the game until you said that you thought Kansas City were going to win the game, and now
I said, but okay, I pulled back last week. But maybe I did that because I had already went on a limb and said that Miami's going to win. So maybe you're right. But I mean, yeah. Hey, if I win,
mean, you're giving Patrick Mahomes 2.5 points on the road.
Yeah.
He's in the playoffs. It's his first road game in the playoffs. That should tell you everything you need to know. Like
he's had that play replaying in his head for weeks that he was crying about. Oh, bro, he couldn't. But I'm a little nervous that I went with the Russian because he messed around and be like, "Hey, Andy, we're throwing it 50 times." Like, but then I remember he ain't trying to throw those receiver 50 times, so never mind.
Exactly. So no one else to throw it to.
He's like, never mind. He's gonna piss me off.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, where I've gone here is Josh Allen anytime touchdown because I mean I think that's just kind of a given for the Buffalo and everything I said about Mahomes last week. I told you he had wheels, and he racked off that 25-yard scramble.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think he does it again. This is the type of game he does it. So I've taken both quarterbacks to score in this game. Mahomes is plus 600 anytime touchdown. So
I like that. I love those.
Him and Josh Allen together plus 1072.
I'm gonna help you out with that. I'm gonna take Pacheco and James Cook.
Yeah,
I'm gonna help you out with that. Don't even try. Reverse jinx. Get with it, yo.
Yeah.
We know reverse jinx. So.
But that's it, everyone. That's what.
You ain't got a random touchdown? You're not gonna give us a random touchdown for the last game?
Not for that game, no. That'll be there will be one. I actually think the random touchdown, as far as it goes, is Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Really?
Plus 850. Because I think I was gonna say, like, to your point, them using him more. If in the playoffs, Andy Reid wants to use Jerick McKinnon. If you remember back to back end of last season, Jerick McKinnon became their go-to guy as like RB2.
Yeah.
He's on IR, obviously, so they're not going to use him. So, I absolutely agree that I think CEH gets a lot more work. And at plus 850, I kind of sneaky like him to get one. And it might not be a rushing either. It might be a catch and then
it would probably be a red zone.
Break a tackle. Yeah.
Yep, like a 5-yard out. 5-yard out route at the pylon.
Yeah.
I like that. But I will say mine isn't that crazy. Mine isn't that big of a I guess I shouldn't say like a reach because you've been killing these all year. I really like Latavius Murray this week because of the weather.
Yeah.
McDermott, it's been a while since he gave him a goal line carry, like at the 1. But I remember when he first got with this team. Well, not the first week, obviously, because we played it. Second week, he had 2-3 goal line carries, and it was like, yeah, man, I really like that. You power back, really cold weather. I don't know if Sean McDermott trusts James Cook to give him too many carries. Obviously, he hasn't lost too many fumbles, but he does, the ball security is an issue sometimes. So I really do like that plus 700 for a game that I expect them to try to keep each other honest. I think we're going to see a lot of play action, a lot of running, like an old style, wear you down. We're not going to try to get into a shootout with you, even though it's probably going to turn into a shootout eventually. I really do think this is going to be a stout, really play within ourselves type of game until one of them can't. So, I really love that plus 700.
Yeah, I think both of these. So you don't want to lose it in the first half. You want to keep it close because they'll both know that if they keep it close, they'll both back themselves to win. In that last 2 minutes.
Yeah. He got to hope. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have faith that Josh Allen is going to do it in the last.
No, Josh Allen will have faith in himself. Whether the rest of the world has the same faith as the Bills fans.
Sometimes it's a little too much. So shout out to Josh Allen every once in a while. But he looking like Josh Cutler every so often. So we'll see. We will see.
Yeah, we will see. If you've watched us on YouTube today, please like, subscribe, comment with what you think is going to happen this weekend in the games. If you want to interact with us, discuss the games in person, join the Gilded chat with the rest of the Toilets to Titles crew. Everyone in there. We've got a lot going on. And again, catch, if you haven't seen it already, episode 1 of Playing with House Money presents Who Pissed Off Pru. The recap is live now. Take a look on the YouTube channel. Take a look on Twitter. You'll find it there at PW_House Money. And we will see you next week when we're playing with more House Money.
Yes, sir. And come tell me who pissed you guys off, because I would love to complain with you all. But yeah, come play with some more House Money next week. We're definitely going up.